Welcome back. We're dishing it, and on the menu today is steak fajitas.
Whoop, whoop.
Kaylee has been so diligently cutting these onions all through the commercial break. She is
I need
on
more
it.
Space.
I think I keep trying to move things out of her way, and it just keeps falling back in her way.
Somehow.
So we're making steak fajitas. Kaylee's doing the onions. We're making the salsa first because I have pre-cooked fajita meat, some steak. Now, it said in the recipe, Kaylee, to seed the tomato, like dejuice it, but I'm not going to. I like a little moisture in there. Are you okay with that?
Totally.
Okay. So I'm going to slice this. Do you prefer a thicker salsa or a thinner salsa? Like, you know, the really runny kind? Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I can like both.
See, I typically at a restaurant prefer the thin, but if I'm at home, I love the chunky. I don't know why that is.
That makes no sense.
Why? Why does that not make sense to you?
You should only like one. If you prefer one, you should keep that.
Keep that preference, no matter where you are.
Exactly.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
How are those onions coming?
Good.
Now, the recipe did call for a fourth of a cup. Oh, wait, half a cup. Now, I like onions, so I ain't mad at you if you put in more.
Same.
But I don't know how many. Oh, you like onions?
I love onions.
I'm so glad you do. So I don't
you
really.
Grow onions?
I do.
Oh yeah, you said like white and purple, or white and red.
White, red, and yellow. And I love them so very much.
You got a whole grocery store going on.
I know, and you know what? It was raining yesterday. I did get the jalapeno that's coming up. I did get that from my garden, but I forgot to get the onions from my garden, and I ended up buying one on accident because I keep forgetting I have onions in my garden.
Happens.
It does happen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting this tomato in our salsa bowl just as I go, so to save room. There we go. And I love the colors of salsa. It's so vibrant and bright. And I love that. This, oh my goodness. I grew up eating tomatoes from my grandma's garden. We'd go out to the garden and pick the fresh tomatoes, and you'd cut them in half, put a little salt on them, and then Grandma'd have half, I'd have half. Just the best memories. Best memories. I'm going to move that out of the way. There we go. How's the onion coming?
Done.
Are we doing the whole onion, you think?
Donezo. Yeah, I cut the whole thing.
Okay.
Do you want me to cut the white one too? Or the yellow?
You know what? Yes, but this one, here, you know what? Hand me those onions really fast on that sheet. I'm going to put them into the salsa because what we need the white onion for is the fajita grilling. Okay, let me get that in there. There we go. Oh man, that's a lot of good onions. This might be a little bit too oniony for Melissa Raffa, but we'll still make her eat it. She has to try it. She likes steak fajitas. Okay, there you go. Now, for the white onion, we're going to put that in with our fajita mixture. We just need slices. We don't need them diced. We need long strips. You know what I'm saying? If you need me to help you get to that point, I will. So don't dice them, slice them.
Don't dice them, slice them.
Did I just make up a new catchphrase for us? Don't dice them, slice them.
I feel like that's a violent phrase.
Oh, I did not go there, Kaylee. I was thinking of food. I think I'm going to cut these a little bit thinner, tomato chunks, just in case. But growing up, for our Tex-Mex recipes, my mom, with every... She is scaring me right now with this onion.
You know what scares me the most is how this cutting board moves.
Yeah, it's your cutting board. I texted you yesterday and said, can you bring a cutting board? You're like, yeah, that's yours. Okay, so, I'm gonna step in and help you. Okay, I gotta step in and help Kaylee now. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here is take off the skin first because it drives me nuts, Kaylee. I'm not saying you're wrong, I'm just saying I have to do this my way. I have to do this. I gotta take off that skin because it's driving me nuts. There we go. Throwing that away. There's one. And this, I've never seen anybody just take the onion and just cut it, and
why not?
all of this gross part is just left on the onion.
Well, I mean, it comes off eventually.
Yes, but see, okay, here's the other thing. Maybe it's my quirkiness in it. It comes off, but you get remnants that stick to the cutting board, and you have that skin that's sticking, and I like a clean workspace.
Okay.
When I'm cutting on the chopping board, that's just the way I am. Sorry. So now what I'm going to do is slice it. I'm just going to take it like this, slice. What you're doing now is making these slices. So you want them thick or big like that. And just slice it. And I'm actually scared of this knife.
I know, it's powerful.
But we just want bigger pieces, if you will, than what you were doing. There we go. Does that make sense?
Yes,
okay,
yes.
I just need bigger chunks, basically.
Chunk it up!
To put it in with that fajita mixture. Okay, I'm cutting these tomatoes. And there's nothing better than a homegrown tomato. The flavor is just insane. I
There's
love
a
that.
song called Homegrown by
Homegrown by who?
the Zach Brown Band.
Oh, you know what's so funny?
Homegrown.
Sing it for me. How's it go?
That's about all I know about it.
Could we write one called Homegrown Tomatoes? I'm gonna move that out of the way. Sorry, guys.
Totally.
Homegrown tomatoes. I think that'd be a good song. So I was gonna say I went to a high school with a guy named Zach Brown, and I was trying to find him one day. I was like, "Whatever happened to my friend Zach Brown?" When I Google Zach Brown, the only one that comes up is Zach Brown Band. I can't even find my friend from high school. I think he's anti-social media, which would surprise me
undercover.
about him. He was kind of a loner, a rebel. Do you know that movie? That quote?
No.
I'm a loner, Dottie, a rebel. There's things about me you couldn't understand. Things about me you shouldn't understand. Things about me you wouldn't understand.
Was he in the CIA?
No. Clint, the cameraman, is laughing hysterically. Clint, yell it out for me.
He ain't no rebel.
Yep. Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Pee Wee Herman said that?
Yes! In Pee-wee's Big Adventure, when he's talking to Dottie, because Dottie's in love with him, and he's like, I'm a loner, Dottie, a rebel.
So being a loner constitutes being a rebel?
Well, that was just his line, and I think he was just saying it because he didn't like her back. He was trying. Okay, I'm going to keep cutting these tomatoes. You're going to keep, those onions are looking great. When we get back, we're going to start heating up the meat with the onions and finishing this salsa. All right, Kaylee?
We're going to try.
It's going to be good. All right, don't go anywhere. More dishing it right after this. Oh, man, I love these tomatoes. It's hard not to eat as I go, you know?